Hey, good evening. I've had a couple of questions this week as to why my handbag is so bloody big. So I thought I'd give you a whistle-stop tour of the crap that's in my bag and why we need it. So my bag at events usually looks like this. Fairly sizable. Well, it's not full of my junk, it's actually full of junk that's for you to make your life better and my clients' lives better. And I've emptied my bag because now and again it needs clearing because it gets grim, and I've emptied it out onto my desk, so I thought I'd run you through everything that's in it. And to give you a bit of an idea, let me see if I can show. That is a little bit of what's in my bag, the cleaned up version. And I thought, if you are planning your own wedding and you're doing it yourself, great. But here's a few things you might want to think about getting in a bag and getting somebody responsible or vaguely responsible to look after, whether that's one of your best people, whether that is a parent, a family member, somebody that you can trust, one, to have it with them when you need it, and that's not going to get too drunk too early on and completely useless in a crisis. Obviously, if you've got a wedding planner, they'll have all this stuff, so just ask for it, and that goes for any wedding planner at the venues, or if you've hired one as well. People have stuff in their bags to make your life easier, so ask for it, don't struggle in silence. So yeah, a couple of quick things that you probably will recognise and know about. First aid kit. I have dispersible aspirin for those people that are too hungover from the night before to actually get pain medication into them. I have normal tablets, ibuprofen, paracetamol for stress, headaches, and people have twisted their ankles in their brand new shoes, and hay fever tablets. You won't believe the number of people who don't develop any hay fever until the day of their wedding, which is in a field in the middle of June. So always good to have those knocking about. And I tend to have loratadine top tip because those are the only ones I've managed to find that don't make me drowsy and sleepy. So there's those. Say your best person's feeling a bit ill and I've got a bit of a sore throat and I think I'm getting a cold. Suck it up, buttercup. We've got Lemsips. And I've got loads of them, and I always keep them in my bag, so even if people don't feel like eating, they can have a hot drink and hopefully it will get them through the day, or at least through the ceremony. Obvious stuff, plasters of all different sizes. There's nothing like having a plaster on a blister. And I also have, I do have inner soles usually for shoes, ones that you can cut down to fit, and they're usually for boys because you don't try your blinking shoes on before you get to your wedding day. You buy these fancy pants shoes that look good with your nice new suit, but don't think to try your new shoes on or wear them in, and then wonder why your feet are hurting 20 minutes into wearing them. So I have inner soles to make them fit, and I also carry heel grips as well because they make your shoes fit well. And if you're cold and you've been trying your shoes on when your feet have been warm, you probably find that your shoes will slip all of a sudden. So heel grips are great for making sure that they fit. And I also have a various selection of blister plasters. And boys, you can definitely use these as well. These ones are cheaper. They're a boot zone, but they tend to do different sizes. So if you've just got one tiny pinch or a blister that's starting, get a blister plaster on it before you even leave your getting ready room. So there are my top tips. Oh, it's all just fallen off the table. Obvious stuff, I've got sanitary products, hairpins and hair bands, as always safe. Always carry a razor as well. There's always somebody that's forgotten to shave either their face or their pits or something. So emergency razor, obviously a new one per person. I carry deodorant, just super heavy duty antiperspirant. I carry moisturiser, just in case somebody suddenly developed a bit of eczema or those pins are on show and you've got dry legs because you've forgotten to moisturise. I also get my couples to moisturise their hands. You're having those lovely photos done of your rings and you've got crusty, dry, ashy hands. Get some moisturiser on just before you walk down the aisle. Also helps the rings slip on better. So you get none of that wedging it on at the top of the aisle. If you've got nice moisturised hands, the rings will slide right on, and no big troubles and dramas. I also have a sewing kit. Threads in every colour under the sun, and then a little pot of attachments, so it doesn't matter whether the catch on your trousers has bust, whether the snap on the top of your dress has come off, or if all of a sudden mum of the bride or guest has got quite a low top on, they've just tried it on and they're feeling a bit exposed and a bit booby. I've got a couple of press studs in there that I'll literally just stitch on, because there's nothing worse than sitting there fidgeting with your top for the whole time, or your pocket square keeps disappearing down inside your suit. So a little snapper on the inside of that, and it press it in place and it just stops it disappearing, so it makes sure it's in the photograph the whole time. What else do I have? I have bucket loads of tissues, because somebody's always crying. Usually me, I have to say. It's usually me crying at weddings. And I have little packs of biscuits as well, for all those people that forget to eat. You must remember to eat at your wedding. You're nervous, the adrenaline's pumping, so you're burning through those calories really quickly. You've got to be eating, and it's going to be a few hours before you probably get fed. So making sure you've got snacks on hand is a great one. Then we move to the industrial section of my bag. Top tip, wet wipes. Wet wipes or baby wipes get stains out of everything. They get makeup off shirts, so you go in for that really nice first hug and your makeup rubs on somebody else's top, or somebody comes and gives you a hug high and gets makeup on your collar. Wet wipes will get it off. Also good for freshening up a bit if you've got a bit of the nervous sweats on. You can have a bit of a freshen up, bit of deodorant, and you're good to go for your reception, and you're not going to be welcoming all your guests kicking up. So wet wipes are great. And then I also have scissors that will cut through just about anything. Good for trimming bouquets, buttonholes, loose threads off tops, just about anything. And these are super sharp. They're actually my fabric dressmaking scissors, so I get upset when people cut paper with them, but in an emergency we'll go with it. I have safety pins, various sizes. You can pin on people's dresses. I've pinned on people's headpieces. I've pinned on people's buttonholes with these. There's nothing you can't fix with a safety pin. I've held displays in places. That's why I now have drawing pins as well. If something's not quite sitting right for photographs, or heaven forbid you've got a beautiful archway at the top of your ceremony but something keeps dropping down, or a piece of fabric's just not quite hanging right, safety pin or a drawing pin bunged in that will just make sure that it's not annoying the heck out of everybody. Last but not least, gaffer tape. Nothing you can't do with a bit of gaffer tape, and it's really sticky, so you can double side it. And on the tape front I also have a roll of tit tape or toupee tape, which is brilliant for any outfits that are low and you're in danger of showing a bit of bra or a bit too much cleavage. They are really good for keeping the pocket squares in place or cravats in place and stopping them flicking out. Anywhere where you think there's going to be a bit of a wardrobe malfunction, tit tape is really good, really handy. And last but not least, if it worst comes to the worst, super glue. And I've super glued all sorts of things, from stones back into tiaras to the pearls back onto people's dresses. You can super glue just about anything. I've even super glued somebody's shoe back together, their bridal shoe. Heel came off right at the last minute. We just super glued it back on. So that is a whistle-stop tour of what I carry around in my bag, which is one, why it's so blinking heavy. Two, I drag it everywhere with me, even to the loo. You'd be surprised how many crises you can avert by having the right things in your bag when you're in the toilet. And yeah, that goes for you gents as well. Make sure there's somebody responsible that's got some arrangement of that kit. And also really important, if you're a traditionalist or not, and whether you believe in, I've just dropped something on the floor. Whether you believe in the old saying, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. I'm a little bit superstitious and I don't quite believe in not having any of those things. Why would you risk it? So I also carry blue ribbon, so it could potentially be new to the couple. It could be borrowed if I get it back and it's something blue. I also carry a vintage hairpin, which is also old, new to the couple, blue, and I can get it back from them, so it can be borrowed too. And I also carry a spare sixpence. So the whole rhyme is something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and a silver sixpence for your shoe, which is all about starting your marriage with prosperity and good luck. So I carry a spare one of those as well. They're just my little quirks and hints and tips. So there you go. There's a whistle-stop tour of my emergency bag. So if you're planning your wedding this summer, make yourself a little shopping list. Drop a couple of these bits in your shopping over the next couple of weeks and you'll have an awesome emergency bag. You do feel like a little bit like Mary Poppins. You can pull like standard lamps and umbrellas. That's also what I carry. If I know it's going to be rubbish weather, I carry a little pop-up umbrella as well, just to make sure that you can get from venue to venue or car to venue without your face getting ruined, or your jacket if you're wearing a light suit especially. You do not want raindrops all over the front of it. It just looks crap. So yeah, that's my whistle-stop tour of an emergency bag. There's pretty much nothing we can't cope with the right amount of preparation, and that's what's involved. A bit of organisation, a bit of pre-thinking and a bit of preparation, and you'll have the most perfect day. If there's anything else you want to see behind the scenes, let me know, and until next time, I'll catch you very soon. Enjoy your Wednesday. Take care.